How's it going, guys? Jake here. You're watching Dude Ranch DIY. Thanks for tuning in to another episode. Today, I gotta mow the lawn in order to use a new attachment that I just got for the back of the Kubota L3901 tractor. So that's what the video is gonna focus on. Not me mowing the lawn, but the new attachment. So let me hop on the Kubota zero-turn mower here. I'll get the lawn mowing done, and then we'll go take a look at what I got on the back of the tractor. Stay tuned. All right, guys, we just finished mowing the lawn, and if you could tell by the status of the machine, it was awfully dusty. It rained last night, but this front yard just gets so much sun, and the backyard has so little grass from that big oak tree and all the others surrounding it that the grass is something to be desired. I'm still getting the hang of this zero-turn mower. See how dusty even my truck is. The zero-turn ride-on is a little tough on this hill. I'm getting the hang of it. This time I went diagonal with my lines, which seemed to help a little bit going up and down the hill. But if anybody has a zero-turn mower that is watching the channel and you have any tips, let me know in the comment section below. Now I'm gonna grab the tripod and I will show you why I just mowed the lawn and what I'm gonna do to hopefully combat a couple different things, but one of those things is going to be weeds and the other is hopefully growing more mature and healthier grass. All right, guys, so here it is. This is what I was referring to. This is the Fimco 40-gallon 3-point hitch boom sprayer. It's got a 10-foot boom on it. It's supposed to do about 11-12 feet worth of spray. It's also got a handy dandy hose right here with, I believe it's a 15-foot long hose, and then this thing can actually spray about 25 feet, and I actually tried it out yesterday just with some water, and it definitely does shoot all of about 25 feet. So I was gonna mention a couple things here, just why I got this sprayer, my plans as far as using it, and then we're gonna test it out for the first time here on the property today. I bought this sprayer because we have a lot of ticks here. About every day we'll pull off at least one, if not usually about 3 off of Louie the dog. I've pulled a few off myself. Going way back, I have a history of Lyme's disease. I had Lyme's disease for about a total of 9 years, pretty severely for a few of those years. So ticks are not something that I like to mess around with. I know it's kind of funny considering that I work in the woods and do tree work, but I am super cautious about ticks. I wear my long pants all the time. I come home, even in the middle of the winter, and I check myself for ticks, in front of a mirror and everything. I use the scrub brushes in the showers. Ticks are not something that I mess around with, considering my history with Lyme's disease. And there's a lot of ticks here on this property. We got a lot of woods, a lot of leaves, a lot of it was overgrown. So when we first moved to the property, and with having Louie, we looked into getting tick sprays done. Now, tick sprays are something that I used to do professionally for one of the other companies I used to work for years ago. So I'm very familiar with it. And I called a couple companies, and just the prices that they wanted were pretty crazy. One application alone was well over $100, and they call that a perimeter barrier spray, where they just go around the perimeter of your property and any beds that you might have, and they shoot a perimeter, like a barrier treatment of the chemical to keep ticks from entering into the yard. Now, most of the ticks, yes, do not, hang out in the grass and everything in sunny areas. They do come from the woods. But being that I'm an arborist and I have my arborist license in the state of Connecticut, that entitles you to a pesticide supervisor license, which allows you to purchase restricted use chemicals to use for your business or whatever. So I figured that for the price of tick sprays for the season, I could purchase this boom sprayer for the back of my tractor and not only do tick sprays, but I could do fertilizer applications, I could do weed control applications. I can use the sprayer for a lot of different things, is basically what I'm trying to say. And just the purchase of this sprayer alone would pay for itself in one season in savings, as opposed to having a tick company come in and do our sprays. And I'm gonna spray the entire, surface area of our lawn into the woods. I plan on driving this thing on the tractor down the little wood yard road and spraying all back in there. That's one of the reasons why I opted for the 3-point hitch model as opposed to the little tow behind. So yeah, we're gonna see how this thing works. I've kind of read some mixed reviews on it. Some people love it, other people had some issues. It does come with a 1-year warranty on the sprayer, and the pump has a 2-year warranty. So I'm gonna stop chit-chatting. I'm gonna pick up the camera, kind of show you a little close-up of what it is, and then we're gonna try it out for the first time. So here it is. It's got 4 nozzles that are all adjustable as far as their spray pattern goes and how much, pesticide or chemical or, liquid, I guess is a better phrase, how much comes out, per minute and based on your speed that you're going. It's got this high flow pump up here, 2 nozzles. This one's to turn on the boom. This is your pressure regulator. When you have the boom closed and you're not pulling the trigger on the spray gun and you have the pressure regulator turned all the way on, it actually recirculates the chemical in the tank to help agitate it and mix it up. Some chemicals, need that, or some applications need that. These boom arms do fold in, so if I were to hit something, driving forward, it's nice that they kind of fold backwards, and you can also fold them in just for easier transport, or if you're just using the spray gun attachment. It just hooks right up to the 3-point hitch. The put together of it, building it, assembly was fairly easy. It took me, I don't know, about 45 minutes reading, following the directions. The directions are pretty good for the most part. They do give you a whole test procedure, filling it up with water, making sure that your spray nozzles are working properly and adjusted properly. They give you all the conversion rates for how much chemical you'll put down based on certain speeds and certain settings on the sprayer. It does not hook up to the PTO. It is powered off the battery of the tractor. The one thing I did have to modify on this was that I ended up making my own kind of little wiring harness here. I had to extend it a little bit longer because it was only about, I think it was 8 feet long, and the distance from the pump to the battery all the way up in the front of the tractor is definitely more than 8 feet. But I reused the end on the battery that has the little alligator clamps, and just spliced in a longer wire here, and it's got a nice on-off switch right here. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We got a pressure gauge. So my plan is to use the boom primarily, especially in the front and this backyard area here. I have a insecticide by the name of Talstar P. P is professional. The mixing rate is about 12.5 ounces per 100 gallons of water. So being that this is a 40-ounce sprayer, I put in, I think it was about 4.5 ounces or something for this amount of liquid. I'm not sure how far this 40 gallons is gonna go. Like I said, we obviously have plenty of property to spray it on if I, get through the lawn and still have some left over. I definitely plan on spraying with the gun, into the borders of the woods and stuff. And Louis loves to do his business up here on this little hill that I kind of brush hogged. So yeah, we're gonna fire up the tractor and I'll see if I can get some good footage of this thing in action, and I'll kind of let you know my initial thoughts once I'm done. And then, down the road later in the summer, I'll probably do a little follow-up and let you know how it's been holding up and doing, after several applications. we just sprayed this first little front part here by the front door. I'm now going to shut off the boom, and I'm going to grab the spray applicator gun, and we are going to spray this front little bed here, just where it's a little too tight for me to access with the tractor. So I'm actually going to I'm going to unplug this power cord. I had it above the hose here. So now I can unravel it, take my hose, okay, so the gun seemed to work pretty well. I just wanted to point out this, the chemical that I'm using is totally safe for humans and animals. As soon as it's dry, we usually used to recommend when I worked for the big company, after about 2 hours, you can let your dogs and animals and kids out and stuff to play in the yard. But it's a good chemical, it's pretty safe, or it's very safe, I should say. And it's really easy to apply, and it kills a whole variety of stuff beyond ticks. You know, it'll do mites and stuff. It works systemically, so as soon as the insect comes in contact with it, it gets absorbed in through their, you know, skin or exoskeleton, whatever you want to call it, and then it, you know, it kills them on contact. So works pretty well. We got this whole front yard. I'm gonna pull over to the spot that we brush hog a bunch of videos back, and I'm just gonna douse that wooded area because, like I said, Louis really likes to go do his business there, and then we're gonna hit the rest of the yard. The tip is pretty adjustable. You can see I can get a nice fine stream, and I'm shooting a good probably 20 feet, and then I can really adjust it down and start fanning it out for closer range. To just do the surface area of the lawn, and then I'll probably drive around and kind of do the perimeter area of the woods as well. I'm not going to go back into the wood yard today unless I really have a bunch of chemical left, but I think after doing the whole surface area of the lawn with the boom and then hitting the outer perimeters, you know, where Louis kind of plays, then we should use up the majority of this chemical. just sprayed the spot where Louis loves to do his business in the morning. We have used half the tank. We got 20 gallons left. So now I'm going to hit this other area off on the side yard here where Louis also frequents. We're going to use the hose for that, and then we will head down to the front yard where he is the least amount of time because that's closest to the road, and we'll finish up whatever's left in the tank up on the front lawn. That's also the part of the property that gets the most amount of sun, so the likelihood of there being ticks out in the scalding sun is pretty slim, but we'll spray there anyway. This is way easier than parking the tractor and taking off the hose every time. I'm glad I thought of this. I'm spraying the big bed right off the patio here. This is another spot that Louis likes to frequent. We're doing this for you, Lou, and for me. Alright guys, that's going to about wrap it up for this video. You guys get the point. Overall first impressions of this Fimco 40-gallon 3-point boom sprayer are, it does what it said it was going to do. It sprays out the chemical out of the boom when I want it to. It doesn't, it stops when you shut it off. The spray gun works really well. The spray gun works even better once I figured out to just drive along and spray as I was driving instead of unraveling the hose every time. But if you do choose to do that, it has the nice handy, dents in the tank here to, hold the hose. It's got the little clasps for the gun. It's got the nice on-off switch. These things fold in case you hit something. Overall, for the price, this thing was about 450 bucks. I got it at my local Tractor Supply. It is, I think, hopefully, knock on wood, we'll see at the end of the season, but if it lasts the whole season, it will pay for itself as far as having somebody else come in and do a tick spray on our property. And all season, we'll be getting full coverage instead of just the perimeter, barrier treatment as I discussed before. So overall, it's a good sprayer. We still got daylight, and Sarah's out actually working on her own little video that I'll probably be helping her out with in a little bit, but so far she's been working on it all by herself, and she's really excited to show you guys and post it up on the channel. So that's something to look forward to. But while she's doing that, I actually also picked up some lawn fertilizer and some lawn weed killer. I figured while I have the sprayer hooked up to the tractor, I might as well get all my spraying done all at once. So I'm going to be pouring this stuff into the tank, mixing it up with the appropriate amount of water, and spreading it, spraying it out on the lawn. So hopefully, knock on wood, we will start getting some greener grass, thicker grass, faster growing grass, and a little bit less weeds. And then I'm gonna have to find somebody to prune these trees so that we can get a little bit more sunlight. If you guys know any good tree guys in the area, let me know, because I just can't get anybody over here to prune the trees. But that's gonna wrap it up for this one. If you guys like this video, give us a big thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button. Questions, comments, feedback, especially with this stuff. Although I've done tick sprays and stuff before, I'm new to doing it on my own property and in this style. So give me any comments that you guys might have on using one of these boom sprayers. If you have one for your tractor, I'd love to hear any feedback. And we'll see you here next time on Dude Ranch DIY. Thanks so much for watching.